Right folks, if you're like me, you might have started to think a lot more about your tyre pressures on your tractor and getting your tyres set up right to maximise the performance and the efficiency of your tractors, your tyres and the implement, the job, the application that you are doing. So today what we're going to do, we're going to get some proper practical top tips. Tyre setup top tips, like I say, to maximise the performance of your tractors, your machines, your implements, etc. And then what we're going to do, after we've got lots of top tips and all the setup and that kind of thing, we're then going to head off down to the field and we're going to put all that top tips and advice into practice. And to help us through it, we've got Jimmy Jones here from Yokohama, TWS, representing the Trelleborg brand today. So Jimmy, kick us off. What tyre equipment have we got on this tractor?
What we've got here today on the rears, we've got our VF 650 6542 Trelleborg TM1000 progressive traction. This tyre is loaded with technology and innovation. It's literally at the top of the food chain for everything it can provide for the customer. So you've got the VF experience, so you've got the 40% variation in pressure versus the standard. You've got your progressive traction design. So this gives you three key benefits. One is your dual anchor grip. Second is self-cleaning. Third is comfort. So this tyre can go from 6 PSI to 29 PSI, depending on your application and what you're doing. It can also go to 70k speed. On the front, we've matched it up with a VF 600 60/30. This is our TM1060 range. This also comes with, like I said, the VF technology, the progressive traction. It's loaded with everything.
So talk us through today then, the kind of steps you would go through, you know, with a customer, setting up these tyres, getting them spot on.
So what we would do firstly, we would come out on site. The customer would ring, say, I've got a tractor on your brand. Is there any chance you could come out and do an optimization so I could get the full potential out of your product?
Yeah.
Fine, yeah, we'll make arrangements. We'll go out there like we have done today. We'll weigh the tractor naked. So we've got the factory weights.
Yeah.
As such,
so
let's
no
call
implement,
it.
So no implement, no front weight.
Nothing, no wheel weights, nothing. So we've got our ground base weight for your 60/40 split.
Yeah.
Then we'll set the tractor up so it needs to go into application, so as if the customer's going to use it.
Yeah.
Then we will use that 60/40 weight ratio and get the pressure set up for what it needs to. But with this cultivator, we'll put it on. We'll obviously have it in the air, weigh the front axle, put it on the ground, add some draft weight into it to get our field to road weight pressures.
Yeah.
We'll do the same with the back axle so we can get the full setup for when the customer's driving to the field. If he's ring fenced, it's not so much of a worry. Not everybody's got that benefit.
Yeah.
If he isn't ring fenced, then we need to go through the road pressures. If they've got CTIS systems, if they haven't, that's the benefit.
Well, that's where these CTIS systems come into their own, isn't it?
Yes.
Because you're no longer in a position then where you have to compromise them, are you? Because like traditionally, well, pretty much up until very recently, that would have been the case, wouldn't it? You'd have had to set up your tyre pressures somewhere roughly where it's all right on the road and somewhere roughly where it's all right in the field.
Yeah.
Now, if you do have the luxury, which not, you know, people might not have, but if you do have the luxury of central tyre inflation, you can set it up for the road, get it nice and hard, less rolling resistance and all that, and then set it up for the field once you get in the field.
Exactly. I mean, like you touched on, James, you've either got to try and get that happy medium where your tyre is not fully blown up for road conditions, so the potential damage to the tyre over longevities is increasing, so it's a snowball effect. Also, when you're in application, you're not utilising your full footprint because you're having to, let's call it, put in the happy medium pressure.
Yeah.
With the benefits of CTIS and especially VF, if your load versus pressure is within your 40% variance, you could almost set your field pressures in your yard.
I was about to say
drive down the road.
Yeah.
And carry on
Well,
with your application.
that's a great point, because I was going to say, like, with this VF technology, you could, on a lot of instances, probably depending on the distance you're going to be going and the speed that you want to be going at.
Yeah.
But you could get your field pressures
Almost.
pretty much right in the yard, could you?
If it's within your 40% variance, yes.
And if I was to set these up in the yard before I went to the field, so set them up in the yard for field working pressures, would I be speed limited then?
They go, this tyre here is tested to 70k.
Yeah.
That tyre at the front is tested to 65k.
Right.
So this here, you could go, depending on your technical data book, and if it's within your 40% variance, you could still use that pressure up to 65k.
Yeah.
Depending on if you're within those limits.
Yeah.
So, but there is an app that we designed. It's the Trelleborg Tire book. You can look for your loads and pressures and speeds and everything in there. It will give it to you all on a breakdown on the chart.
Right, Jimmy, let's get stuck into this then, in terms of the setup. Just talk us through everything that we've gone through this morning, step by step, in terms of getting this tractor, its tyres set up to go and do that job over there, which is a bit of subsoiling.
Okay, so what we did when we arrived on farm, we weigh the tractor with nothing on it. No front weight block, no cultivator, no internal wheel weights, nothing. So we've got the naked base weight of the tractor. So we can determine our 60-40 split.
Well, I was going to say, why is it important to start with the naked tractor?
Because some tractors in an ideal world have as close to a 50-50 split as possible.
Right.
A lot of tractors like this would be the 60-40 split.
Right.
So 60% of your weight on the rear axle, 40% of your weight on the front axle.
So you've got to know where you're at in terms of your weight bias.
Exactly.
Basically.
So this has come out from the factory with a certain amount of weight on the back, a certain amount of weight on the front. So we need to get our base weights.
Yeah.
So we weigh the front axle, we've got our base weight. We weigh the back axle, we get our base weight. The front axle, just over 1 bar. It was set from delivery pressures. The back axle, 1.2 bar delivery pressures.
Right.
So what we've done, we've weighed it.
Yeah.
We've got those. We write them down, just take some notes.
Yeah.
Then we ask the customer to set up as if he's going into application.
Okay.
So put his subsoiler on, his internal weights, his front weight block, all that sort of thing. Then we weigh the tractor again to determine the weight distribution. Is the weight block big enough? Yeah, exactly. So is the weight block big enough? Do we need to add more wheel weight? Do we need to take it off?
Well, I was going to say, because we're talking tyre pressures today, but there's more to it, isn't there? You've got the ballast element of it.
Of course.
So for the likes of you guys, will you recommend that as well? It's like, really, if you've got that on, and you're going to go and do that job, actually, really, you want to be shifting this about a little bit. Put that there, and that amount there, and that amount there.
Yes, exactly. So what we've done, we weigh the front axle with the subsoiler in the air.
Yeah.
Then we weigh it with it on the ground, because there's a weight transfer.
Right.
Which we need to take into consideration, especially with draft, which we need to bear in mind. Exactly the same when you're on road transport. This is in the air, you get a lot more weight put on the back axle. When she's on the ground, even though it takes weight off the axle, you need to remember the draft weight.
Right.
So it's putting weight back on the axle.
So when it starts pulling, you've got that line of draft.
Exactly.
It's loading this up more.
Exactly.
Right.
So if we let's just do an example. We get a 10-ton tractor, 60-40 split. 6 ton on the back axle, 4 ton on the front axle.
Yeah.
We get a grain trailer, an average grain trailer, silage trailer, whatever you want to call it.
I like that one over there.
Yeah. On average, I'm not sure what the legal limit is. Is it 3.2 on the drawbar?
Yeah, it's around 3, isn't it? Yeah, it's
around
not a lot.
3, not a lot.
No.
So I've weighed some where they're over 3 ton. So let's just say it's 4 ton.
Yeah.
For argument's sake, now the back end of your tractor is sitting at 10 ton. The front is still only on 4.
Because that's not been affected.
How many tractors do you see carting on the road without a front weight block?
A lot. A hell of a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is why the education needs to go out
Yeah.
there to say to customers, guys, listen, I understand historics. Perhaps you were told by your great-granddad, your grandfather, you don't need wheel weights, it'll wear the front tyres. But what you're actually doing is not utilising your tractor correctly.
You're not using all of it, are you?
Exactly.
You're not using this bit,
exactly. So you've got the weight of the trailer on the back axle. That 4 ton has probably become lighter because it's transferring weight on the back again. So you've definitely got your 10 ton on the back axle. You've probably got 3 and a bit on the front axle. This is not a 60-40 split.
Not by any, no.
This is why this is so important to go out, help educate customers, get the best out of our products, get the best out of everybody's products. Set your tractor up correctly.
So even we transport jobs, you do want a bit of weight on the nose.
Of course you do, depending
to
on...
send some, transfer some weight this way.
Yes.
But then you've got the other challenges. That trailer is going to be empty full, empty full, empty full all day. So you've got a dynamic load. So we're back to this compromise again.
Exactly, James. So I'm glad you touched on that, because what happens is, say for instance, you definitely need an 800 kilo block when it's full. But you only need a 200 kilo block when it's empty. You try and get the best of both worlds. So you try and help the tractor by putting 500-600 kilo block. So you've got this all day. A happy medium. Slightly overloaded, slightly underloaded, that is best case scenario you're going to get.
That's it. And hopefully you'll look after this back set a lot more as well.
Exactly. Because what a lot of people tend to forget is, I'm wearing my front tyres prematurely. They're damaging a tyre that's double the size and double the price. Exactly. Exactly.
Grant, right, let's go back to this scenario then.
Yes.
Of where we're up to. So we've weighed it naked. We've put the cultivator on, we've put the front weight on, we've put the wheel weights on, and then it's a case of weighing it again with that up and that down, is it?
Exactly. Because 9 times out of 10, rule of thumb, you're not going to get exact draft weight unless you put scales and pulley blocks and all that stuff in to calculate the exact draft. So what we do with something like this, whatever weight it's in the air, that's the same weight we give it when it's on the ground and it's got draft.
Does that sort of, that covers you then, doesn't it?
Almost. Because you're overcompensating, which is better than undercompensating. So it's the same as if you had a 5-ton plough on the back when it's in the air. When it goes on the ground, that plough might only put a weight of 3 ton on the back axle, but we still allow 5 for the drag. For the plough, for the draft.
And the plough gets more complicated as well, because that, on the headland, it's flipping from one side to the other. Not only transferring weight front to back, but we're then in the position of transferring weight left and right then, aren't we?
Exactly. So there's a lot of things to consider. But like I say, is we get this, we've weighed it. This here now needs to go from 1.2 bar to 0.8 bar pressure. 0.8. That tyre there has gone from 1 bar to 0.8. So the application of what we're set up, the customer had these on 1.2 and 1. The ideal working pressures for this tractor, while it's doing this application, 0.8, 0.8.
Right, Jimmy, lots and lots of very good advice there. Proper practical advice, as I would say, and I think you've been around long enough to dispense that advice. You've been a tyre fitter and you've seen it all and done it all with tyres. I think what we're going to do now, weather permitting, as it always is around here, we're going to head now out into the field and actually put into practice what we've just been talking about. So it should be good, and hopefully we'll do a bit of A/B testing as well. Run one set of pressures, see what that's like. Run another set of pressures, see what that is like. So all that coming up next.